and welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. Ooh, we got a busy show for you today. We have 4 separate activities that you can enjoy in lovely Lebanon. Casey Burdick will be here to talk about the new mountain bike trails that are opening up in the Atrium Medical Center Park. Mickey Marquise from the Lebanon Garden Club will be here to talk about the Miller Eco Park butterfly release. And we'll have information on a special performance of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, taking place right here in Lebanon. But before we get to that, Kelli Kline is back to talk about this year's Healthy Living Market coming up on August 20th on the Mulberry Street Plaza. Kelli, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now,
it's good to be here.
You've done this before, and
Yes.
you do so many things as the assistant to the city manager.
Yep. There's
questions, who's really running the place, you or him?
It's definitely Scott.
And we came out of the pandemic.
Yes.
So how was last year's Healthy Living?
Last year's Healthy Living Market was good, but we hope to continue to grow it. I think it was gaining momentum. The first year was 18, and then 19 was even bigger, and then COVID hit, so we didn't have the market in 2020.
Okay.
So last year was good, but we're hoping to continue to grow it and kind of get that momentum going again.
That's important.
Yeah.
How long have you worked for the city, and where did you come from, as far as another city, or obviously not another planet or anything like that?
No, I've been here for about a year and a half, and before that I was with the City of Mason for about 19 years.
Okay, and what exactly do you do as the, you're the assistant to the?
The assistant to the city manager.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And what type of, everything
Yeah,
basically, right?
I wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
Typically, I'm support to, obviously, Scott, the city manager. I'm also supporting the city council members, other department heads, managers. Some of the bigger projects I do are I'm the farmers market manager.
Okay, good.
And then I plan and organize the Light Up Lebanon, which is our July 3rd festival that we have.
Nice.
And then the Healthy Living Market.
So was this an idea that was birthed out of your brain, or somebody else?
No. It was actually birthed before I came here.
Okay.
And I think that in the last several years, there's been a focus on health and wellness.
Okay.
Specifically, I think mental health as well. There's a lot of conversation about mental health. The city put together the Together We Thrive campaign,
Nice.
which is really just kind of a campaign to help get the community and the city to come together for just a variety of different health and wellness activities. We do a Parks Wellness Challenge. There's scavenger hunts and different parks activities throughout the summer. There are free fitness classes at Harmon Park every week that the city sponsors, and we have different partners that put on those free fitness classes for us. And the Healthy Living Market is just another component of that Together We Thrive campaign.
Now in the market, they get an opportunity to sample some of the fitness options, CrossFit, yoga, and something called cardio dance fitness. Can you tell me about those?
Sure. CrossFit, I think sometimes that can be intimidating to people, the word CrossFit, because most people know what that is and think it's really hard.
It's not a bunch of Christians on their knees praying.
No. And what we're kind of leaning now towards calling that functional fitness.
There you go.
So when you think of like what you do every day in life, you push, you pull, you squat, you go up and down stairs. So that's the type of workout that it is. So there will be that functional fitness workout at 8 a.m. in Bicentennial Park, and Messer Fit will be sponsoring that.
Nice.
And then at 9:30, the Green Lotus Yoga Studio will be putting on a free yoga class. And then at 11, David Lee will be doing his cardio dance fitness class.
And where is he from?
He's from Lebanon.
Okay, and does he have a facility also?
He does not have a facility, but he does a lot of different, he puts on a lot of different fitness classes. He does some of the free ones in the park for us as well. So.
And at noon, the YMCA is going to be there for some fun with kid fit games for the kids?
Yes. Yeah. So Deanna from the YMCA, Countryside Y, she will be there with just a whole variety of activities for the kids from noon to 2 in Bicentennial Park. And she is, she's prepared for if she just has 2 kids that want to do an activity, or if she has 15 kids, she'll do a group activity.
And what time is it for the kids, so people want to bring their...
12 to 2, she'll be there and be set up. And there will be prizes for the kids as well.
How many kids did you have last? Did you have that last year?
We didn't have that last year. That's something new for this year. So last year we had more of, we had some inflatables and a rock climbing wall, but we tried to do something more local and more community involved this year. So we got the YMCA involved.
How did the inflatables hold up? Are you able to bring them back? Or it's like, oh, dang, lost another inflatable.
They did okay.
Billy, give your mom her keys back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. Talk about the healthcare providers. Who do we have? Healthcare providers. They're going to be on hand to offer free health screenings.
Yep. We have Premier Health will be there with their mobile unit, which basically they will do. They will test blood pressure. Good. They will do a non-fasting finger stick, so they'll check your cholesterol, your HDL cholesterol, your A1C, your glucose, and then they'll be providing education as well. So if you find out that your blood pressure is high or you have a concern, they'll be educating people about that. And then Mercy Health will have their mobile mammography unit there.
Okay.
They would like people to call ahead of time and make an appointment, and all of that information is on our social media pages.
Nice.
It's on our website. And they will work with people whether they have insurance, whether they don't have insurance. They won't deny anybody's service.
Beautiful.
I can tell you that last year the mobile mammography unit that was there was completely maxed out.
I bet.
They said they talked to over 50 women,
Wow.
and they even stayed late to make sure
Yeah.
that they got everybody in that needed
Wow.
to be in.
How long does it take for a woman to get through that process?
15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they can, and like I said, they ask that people make an appointment, but they will absolutely take walk-ins.
Well, that's
So,
great.
yeah. And then we'll also have the OSU extension will be there, and she will be talking about specifically sun safety, and she will have her dermascan machines, so she will she can scan your face and tell you how much sun damage you actually have on your skin.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exciting and frightening.
Yes,
at the same
exactly.
time. We should have this before Halloween
Yes.
just to get people ready. And what else are we going to see at the Healthy Living Mart? Anything else?
Oh yeah, we have a whole variety of different types of health and wellness vendors. We actually have Tiny Wonders Wildlife Rescue, which will be there, educating people on wildlife rescue and rehab.
Yeah.
There will be somebody there to talk about tower gardens, so people who are interested in growing their own fruits and vegetables but may not have the space, they can do like a tower garden on their patio. So we'll have somebody there talking about that. Warren County Safe Communities will be there. The National Drive Sober campaign kicks off in August, so they will be there with their Fatal Vision goggles, which are actually goggles that you put on that simulate what things may look like if you're intoxicated, and they'll be leading people through different activities and educating them on intoxicated driving. And so, and then we'll have some organic chocolate vendors. We have the Botany Bar. She has teas and spritzers infused with edible herbs and flowers. So, yeah.
Does it keep growing? I mean, the vendors that you had last year, do they come back?
Yes.
And how do you become a vendor if you want to get involved in this? Is there a way for people to get a hold of you?
Absolutely, yeah. All of my contact information is on our website. It's on our social media pages, so they can reach out to me. And we do still have some vendor spaces available this year.
And how many vendors do you have at this one?
We have about 20 vendors signed up so far. So,
wow. Well, that's fantastic. Is there a admission charge for this?
There isn't. Nope, it's free.
And what are the activities are you going to be involved in?
I will be running around trying to help organize things that day. I will get my steps in, I promise.
There you go. Are they giving those counters away? Because I remember when they first came out, those were real popular.
They actually, so anybody that participates in one of the free fitness classes will be entered into a raffle to win a fitness tracker or some type of a fitness watch of their choice up to a $350 value. So.
Have they gotten to the point where the watches communicate with you? Like if you're sitting too much, it tells you, get up, lazy butt, you know.
Yeah, it says it nicer
is
than
that.
that.
the progression of
yes.
that stuff? Insult
Mine
you?
does that occasionally.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate what you do. This has got to be fun, but a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but it's worth it.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. Healthy living, that's important stuff.
Absolutely.
Thanks for bringing that to the awareness of our citizens.
Sure.
Get out, check this out. Don't be afraid. You know, the thing that intrigues me is the yoga, because I'm afraid that I'd look silly. You know, so this could be, if there's anybody else out there afraid of looking silly, check it out, try it.
It's for all levels.
Yeah, you can just walk away.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Know, if you, no, I wasn't really doing yoga. Right. Anyway, we'll be back after this break with Casey Burdick, Lebanon's Minister of Fun, right after this break.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Since 1954, Hardy's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new made-in-America furniture of all styles. At Hardy's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardy's Interiors at 208 and a half Wright Avenue or online at hardysinteriors.com.
When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back. Casey Burdick is here, and if you haven't checked out the new mountain bike trails, you're missing out. Then you're also missing out another challenge as well, just getting there. They have some challenges going across 48, but they're working on that. What advice would you have for people to get out to the place? Because the direct route, they might just think, oh, I can't get there.
Right. So first off, some folks don't even know where the bike park is. So it is across from the Home Depot, and that bridge is out. It'll be out till sometime in November.
Okay.
But if you go southbound to the second light, you can do a U-turn and come back to the park and still enjoy it, have perfectly fine access.
And it's worth the trouble.
Absolutely, yes.
Just a quick note, why are they replacing the bridge?
So kind of a twofold.
Yeah.
ODOT needed to raise that bridge 2 feet so it met current standards for semi-traffic going down the 48 bypass. That was the original reason.
Okay.
And then also tagging along with that, we're actually adding a bike lane, a dedicated safe bike lane, so that folks can ride from our main bike trail system over to the bike park.
Well, that'll be wonderful, especially with the kids, and there's no traffic. It'll be safe.
Yes.
That's fantastic. The new mountain bike trails opened, and how long did the city take to carve this out? Because that was a huge project.
So the trail system was built in about 3 months. It would have been faster, but we kept having rains this kind of spring, and so it delayed the trail builders. We actually hired a company to come in and do that work, and they professionally build trails all over the Midwest, and they really do fantastic work.
Age range for kids to use this, is it just for older?
I would say you want to have some experience with mountain biking, but once you have some experience, we say that your endurance is your biggest limiting factor from that point.
Okay. And how long are the trails? And we have a little map on the screen there.
So that's the entrance to the trails. So we have 4 miles of trail constructed out there. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's all skill levels, but really, I would say kind of understand how to ride first and then try our older trails and then come to the new trail section.
That looks like fun.
It's beautiful woods. Even if you're not a rider, it's a great place to hike. Really great nature diversity. It's just a really cool place.
And if you have an accident, the hospital's right there.
Yep, you're not too far away.
That's brilliant. I'm sure they didn't do it for that reason, but that is nice to have something so close. What's the change in elevation? Because I saw them going up a little hill there and going down.
So that property is very deceiving.
Yeah.
There's about 100-foot drop in there. So coming in and out, you're going to probably climb at least 200 feet altogether, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it depends how many times you go up. So that pink trail that's on the map there, that's the way in and out. Okay. So you have to come up and down, and that's about 100-foot drop in through there. And then the yellow trail is pretty mild. We recommend doing that one counterclockwise so that you have a real long, refreshing downhill before you have to climb your way back out.
So you don't want to mix your road bike onto these trails. This is strictly mountain bike. Do you need a special bike out there?
You don't need a super special bike, but you don't want to ride a road bike or anything with downturn handlebars. You want to have good control of your bike. You want to have the knobbier tires so you can actually grip the trail. And then from there, it's just get out and enjoy it.
Now with the rain recently, does that cause some problems as far as pooling of water?
We encourage people not to ride wet trails. We actually have gates that we close when the trails are too wet to ride. So if you are on a trail and you're leaving tracks or you're picking up mud, it's too wet to ride, and we ask that you turn around and come back and wait for a drier day.
Otherwise, it could probably destroy the trails too.
We end up having to do a lot more maintenance if you ride wet trails.
How do they find out? Can you go on a website and find out ahead of time if the trails are closed?
Absolutely. So if you look up the Lebanon Bike Park on Facebook, that's updated almost every day with the wet or dry and what the trail conditions are. As well, if you go to the Cincinnati Off-Road Alliance website, the Cora is their nickname, the icon on there is updated with our Facebook updates. So you'll be able to see there, if you're not on Facebook, if the trails are open or not.
Now, it seems like races and competition is such a big thing. Do they have any events out there as far as races or anything?
We are starting to build that up.
Okay.
So we had a really cool adaptive mountain biking event out there a couple weeks ago where folks with various disabilities could come out and try out some really cool adaptive mountain bikes. This winter in the snow, I think it was like 15 degrees that day and 6 inches of fresh snow. We had a fat bike race, which are the bikes with the real fat tires on them. And so we're starting to get more and more races and different things like that going on out there.
That's an all-year thing now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, and if you can outrig some of your bikes with a skating thing or a ski in the front, all year round. Yeah, because in Ohio, the weather's always changing.
Right.
Now, you have a Monarch Run coming up August 13th. Can you tell me something about that?
Sure. So we have kind of paired this event with the Lebanon Garden Club's Monarch or Butterfly release. So the Monarch Run is hosted by the Lebanon Park Board, and it's a way to raise some funds for our park system.
Nice.
So that's going to be on the morning of August 13th.
Okay.
Registration, you can pre-register, or we do take registration starting at 8:30 that morning.
Have you done that before?
Yes, this is our second time. We didn't have a great turnout last year, so we're trying to get the word out this year.
And what do you expect? How many people expect to come out?
Oh, I would love just a couple hundred people, but I don't know. Last year, I think we only had 17.
Do they get shirts?
Nope. This is a very low-key race, so we didn't charge a lot. It's not a chipped race.
Yeah.
It's only $20 a person to run it, but because it's so low-key, we get to save more of those funds to come back to our parks.
What is a chipped race?
So if you go to some of these bigger races, they'll have a timing chip, a little computer chip, either on a tag on your bib or the number that you wear, or on your shoe, and then it's officially timed because you cross these mats.
I imagine it's more expensive too, more costs.
A lot of
with
times,
that.
usually.
Yeah. So how do we sign up for that?
So we do have the registration forms on the city's website.
Okay.
They're available in the city building, or you can arrive the day of the event and we'll have registration forms there that people can
And the
fill
city
out.
uses that money to just upkeep all the parks and everything else?
Right.
I'd imagine.
So yeah, as we gain funds, any maintenance we need to do, any improvements we need to do, or even adding features, if new things come up that people want to build, mountain bike trails maybe. Yeah. So we can make improvements that way.
I can't believe you keep coming up with new ideas. I mean, I remember years ago, it's like, wow, how do you keep that? And you keep making it better. We're going to have to get levels now, start getting higher levels for Lebanon. Is there anything else that we need to go over that we haven't talked about?
Sure. One other thing we have coming up here in August on the 21st is Shakespeare in the Park. So that's going to be at 7 p.m. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
Bring the family out. The program's called the 12th Night.
We're going to talk about that. We have them on today.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome. You're involved in that too?
So, well, I scheduled them, I guess. That's all as far as I scheduled that. But that's going to be a really, really fun event. Yeah. So great for the family. Come out and maybe grab some food downtown and come and sit in the park and enjoy the show. Well,
I appreciate you being here. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. I'm glad you're not fighting fires in California. I know that's something you'd probably like to do. People don't know about Casey. She's amazing what she does. Your husband does that too, doesn't he?
Oh, no, he's not crazy like me.
Okay, got to be a sane one of the family. Thanks for everything you do. I appreciate you. Speaking of the Monarch Run coming up, we're also going to be talking about the Monarch release. So we'll be back with Mickey Marquise to talk about that right after this break.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
It's really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, we're back with Mickey Marquise and Jim Schumann from the Lebanon Garden Club, one of two local garden clubs in town. That helps keep our town so beautiful. And you guys also host volunteers projects like the Butterfly Garden and Miller Ecological Park. Welcome back, Mickey.
Good
so
to be here.
That's coming up. That's a big
couple of weeks.
Big event.
The 13th.
Less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
How many years has that been going on?
This is our 8th annual.
Oh my gosh.
And we did it one time before on our 75th club anniversary.
Yeah. And your club created that.
We sure did.
Yeah. How did you come about creating that idea? What a great idea.
When our club was 75 years old, we wanted to have a butterfly release just because the monarch habitat's lost and so many monarchs are declining in number. So we searched for a place and couldn't find a place. Most places use pesticides, and of course that's not something you can do with a pollinator garden, butterfly garden. So we built our own.
And now what makes it a butterfly garden? What plants do you need to use to
Pollinator plants mostly, but the monarch is one butterfly that has a specific host plant. A host plant is what the larvae feed on, the caterpillars, and that's milkweed.
There's the park there. That's beautiful. How many years did it take to complete that and get it to where it is now?
I wouldn't say it's completed now.
Okay.
It's a work in progress, and it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
It's at its peak in August when we have our release. So
do you get a lot of people talking to you about how do I do this at my home?
Absolutely.
And does this help the environment and the condition that the monarch butterflies are facing now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since it was in a city park, we wanted to make sure we kept it tidy, and so many pollinator gardens they let the plants go to seed, and someone thinks I don't want that in my house. So we try to keep this one tidy so people will want to have it at home.
Okay. Boy, what an amazing butterfly. They travel 1,500 miles.
The adults only live a few weeks, but then there's a super generation in September, which is, I mean, it's amazing. And they travel all the way on the migration.
How is that? I mean, unless you're catching a jet stream.
I know.
It's
and they do. They know the jet streams.
Oh my gosh. It's half a gram. I mean, that in itself is just such an amazing story.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, each year your group has held the Monarch Butterfly Release in August, and it's growing year after year. Besides great fun for all the kids to attend, what's the overall purpose, your theme?
Well, to show people they can do it at home, and to just show a variety of plants that people can use there in their own gardens. I believe there are 88 pollinator plants for specific butterflies in that garden. Okay. Different ones to attract Ohio's native butterflies.
And are you able to actually track the butterflies you release?
Because they're raised on a farm, it's not a good idea to track them because it's not their natural habitat. We did track them the first few years before we knew that, and we did track a few. So they did make it a long way.
And when is this year's butterfly release?
It's always the second Saturday in August. This year it's August 13th.
13th.
And how do we sign up?
This year's different from every other year. We have a Facebook page and we put a lot of information about it on that page. But usually we pre-sell butterflies and we're not going to pre-sell them. So at 9:30 in the morning we're going to be prepared to sell, and we have 400 butterflies, so the first 400 people will have a butterfly.
Wow. Yeah. So you expect that many people out
We've
there?
had over 1,000 people come to this event.
Wow.
The city helps us park cars and with all the little details that they do so well.
You know, I was out there last year and it was so well run. It didn't seem, you know, because you go to events like that, it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a nightmare. It was so smooth. You guys did such a great job.
It was a baby when we started. We had, what, 50 people? 50
Something like that the
people
first
come.
time, yeah.
And then each year we've just added and added. And then when we went on social media, it just grew exponentially.
Now, the monarch butterflies are still endangered.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They started to have a little rise, and for some reason they're on a decline this year.
Do you think the GMO farming is having
a lot.
bad effect?
It's not just one thing, but that's one of the major things.
Because that affects the bees and everything else.
It sure does.
Are you increasing awareness on that too with people?
I hope so. That's
good.
That's
such
you
a
know
need.
a base of the garden.
Yeah.
We had gone out to California to see a monarch released. It was near Monterey.
Yeah.
And we got there, and they said there was always thousands of butterflies would come there, and they would overwinter there.
Yeah.
We saw 10.
Oh, gee.
But there was all those fires in California, and apparently that smoke must have been affecting their flight. So I don't know if they came or not.
Wow, my goodness.
Yeah.
Now how long have you been involved in the garden club?
Since the beginning.
From the beginning.
My goodness, yeah. It seems like for some reason women tend to gravitate more. How do we get more guys involved, Jim? What
I don't
thoughts
know.
do you have on
My
that?
wife said you're going to be a member, so I'm a member.
He's the person in the crowd when they say ladies, and he says and gents. It's not usual. We've had several men in our club, though.
Have you learned a lot through the years?
I try.
Yeah, it's an amazing field. I mean, just learning about plants and gardens. And
we need to get you in our garden club.
I would love to send my wife there first. And again,
test the waters.
She would love it.
Yeah,
she really would.
She would.
Yeah.
We're a good, friendly, laid-back club. We work hard.
Yes,
and
real hard.
What can we do at home to create a habitat for pollinators like the monarchs?
Well, for the monarch especially, plant milkweed.
Milkweed.
That's the simple thing everyone can do.
And what other projects does the Lebanon Garden Club get involved
We
in?
help plant the bridge boxes in town. We judge the city Christmas lights.
Okay.
We've been doing that for a long time. And of course the garden tour is, Mary Pat's going to get me for this, 32 years going maybe. It's one of our longest time events.
And just a lovely group of people. You know, how many people are in the club?
We have about 25 in ours, and there's maybe 35 or 40 in the other club.
Okay, and how do we find out? If somebody wants to join or find out something about
We meet
what
at the
you guys are
train
about?
station almost always on the second Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
But we have a Facebook page, and that's where a lot of people find us.
So you meet once a month. Not a big commitment, because I know sometimes people are afraid. This guy's afraid of anything more than once a month.
We have people who just come to meetings every now and then, and that's fine. And we have people that 3 times a week they're out working in a garden somewhere, and that's fine too.
That's fantastic.
And we need some younger people that can bend. The old knees are getting to us older people.
Well, they got some good tools. I've been doing some work in the back, some
Yes,
hardscaping, and
yes.
I got the pad I get down on, and it's a
does help.
little bit slower than it used to be, but yeah, that's a good point, Jim. Is there anything else we need to know?
We just put in a swallowtail garden last year at the train station, and Ohio has 6 swallowtail butterflies, and we have a host plant for each one of them there. So it's a real pretty garden. It's
So
a
do you
nice
get
little
excited
garden.
when you go down there and you see more? But it's got to just make your heart just jump.
Last night we were all down there and we saw a monarch butterfly, and I said, "Go across town to the other garden. This is for swallowtails."
I mentioned by this time your monarch language is probably pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
after all
listen to
these
me,
years. Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
Well, Jim, Mickey, I appreciate having you guys here. It's
I'm happy
Jim,
to
you're
be
an
here.
encouragement as far as me
Yeah.
maybe coming down to the club and
Anytime,
enjoying it. I
anytime.
spoke years ago.
Yeah.
Ed, I think I'll just come in and sit and listen.
That'd be great.
That's a good thing. Thanks, guys. Best wishes on the Monarch event. Don't miss this. This is amazing, and it's not a hassle getting in and out. They do a great job. The date again on that?
August 13th,
Okay.
and we start selling at 9:30. The release will be at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get there early. There's nothing worse than a kid crying because he didn't get a Monarch butterfly, right? You probably
I know.
witnessed that.
We're
too.
worried about
it's
that.
It's heartbreaking. We'll be back right after this to talk about 12th Night in the Park, right after this break.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions,
Double points with every purchase.
and cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
I've been driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like the trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads, it's our safety.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to the City Show. Did you know that the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company is traveling their production of Twelfth Night to parks all over the greater Cincinnati area, including a stop in Lebanon on Sunday, August 21st at the Bicentennial Park? Here to tell us all about it is Adrian Devon Summers, Tess Talbert, and Jared. Jared, your last name again? Erland. He just sat down, so he kind of caught me off guard. Welcome to the City Show, guys. Tell me about your organization, the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company. Do you have a home theater, or is it focused on just summer traveling series?
Yeah, so Cincinnati Shakespeare is a resident ensemble theater company. We bring Shakespeare and the classics to life for all. That's part of our mission. We do have a home theater in downtown Cincinnati. The summer tour for 12th Night does travel around, and that is our largest outreach program. But the rest of the season takes place on the main stage on Elm Street.
And is it all Shakespeare?
Shakespeare and the classics.
Okay.
And actually this season we've got a commission that's coming up, The Living Dead by Isaiah Reeves.
Wow.
So we have been working with some more commissioned classic tales.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we have some photos of other performances, and it looks like a fairly modern adaptation of the play. Is that how you'd characterize the show?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Really colorful. Is it challenging working outside in the park? I mean, you have a lot of distractions, construction workers banging stuff or what have you, or
every day is a new adventure.
Yeah. You kind of roll it into the performance sometimes. You
I
have
would
to
say so.
Yeah.
I mean, just the other day, there's a fish in the show that seems to just levitate and never come back down, and it helped me motivate my next line.
Makes it more fun, huh?
Absolutely.
And are you guys local, or Are you from Cincinnati area?
Well, I'm from the Bronx, New York originally,
Okay.
but I moved here to work as an actor.
Okay. How long have you been here?
A year.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. Has there been some cultural shock coming to Cincinnati from the Bronx?
You know there's been some
Yeah.
cultural shock. But I would say I'm really digging this medium pace you all have going on over here.
We're pretty laid back. I remember for me, coming out from California, I had a hard time getting used to the wave. People would put their hand up. I dug. I was just conditioned living out in a different area. But this is a nice, safe place. But welcome.
Thank you.
And how about you, Jared? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Cincinnati originally, so
Okay.
yeah, local actor.
And so you're in Cincinnati. The commute to Lebanon's not too tough for you. Okay. Well, fantastic. And same for yourself.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
from Cincinnati. Yeah.
How's the show worked moving from venue to venue? Is that challenging?
It's not without its challenges, but we were greatly assisted with our technical team and had very specific strategy on how we fit the set into the Sprinter van that we have. Jared usually is in charge of telling us what goes where.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this for several weeks now, so it's gotten a lot easier. First, it was really like, oh, how are we going to do this? But they've done a fantastic job on the production team of making everything fit, the way that it should in our van, and we've gotten a nice rhythm going.
So when you get to each area, do you have time to rehearse, or are you all set? No time for rehearsal, you're just boom.
We do a fight call before every performance and a dance call, just for safety and spacing, but we had 2.5 weeks of rehearsal before we opened, so we're doing this 6 days a week. It's a well-oiled machine.
So the shows are rolling back and forth. Do you have two different sets or just one big group, or do you have different teams in different areas?
We just have the one set
Okay.
that we have to load into the van, but fortunately, Chris, our tech director, did a great job of building a set that's kind of a glorified IKEA furniture that we're just kind of bolting together at different places. So
who's got the talent set for that? Is that you, Jared?
Jared.
I've got some
IKEA
experience.
sounds easy, but that's some tough stuff.
Yeah.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've got some experience doing tech directing for some high schools, so that's definitely helped. But the whole cast and crew put the set together every day. So
Now I understand. Is this show a comedy?
Yes.
Okay. And is it kid friendly? Would the children like this?
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the easier comedies plot-wise to follow as well. But there's something in there for everyone, adults and children. But it is definitely family friendly.
And how long does the performance last?
It's 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that includes. There's an intermission.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. And this tour started back on July 15th and runs through Labor Day weekend. Do you all vacation after this is done? Because that's your whole summer. That's quite a commitment.
I definitely have a staycation planned.
Yeah.
Might not leave the house for a week. Yeah.
Well, just take that IKEA furniture and set it up in some home park somewhere and roll, huh? Just as long as there's no cameras. What other productions do you guys have planned after this?
So the season opener for Cincinnati Shakespeare on the main stage in downtown Cincinnati is King Lear.
Okay.
They haven't done King Lear in a long time, so that's going to be really, really special. And then after that is the commission for The Living Dead. And the whole season is available to view on cincyshakes.com.
Okay. So if they want to come and follow you guys in Cincinnati or another performance, they can do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you get that happening where people go, oh, I saw you this month and I had to follow you, and they get excited about Shakespeare and
Well, let me tell you,
classics?
that's my hope. Okay,
Yeah.
My hope is that people, come see me, come see all of us, and then maybe, get infatuated with us a little bit, and then maybe you can tell Brian over at Cincinnati Shakespeare Company and go, oh, can you cast Adrian? I want to see Adrian do something else. So I would love for people to fall in love with me and then maybe point me out in the main stage later.
Is Shakespeare, is there something different about that versus the other performances that you do? Is it more challenging?
I don't want to speak for
Yeah.
both of you, but I know for me, initially it might be more challenging because you are kind of dissecting the language, but then it almost becomes easier because there's not necessarily the like subtext element where in modern plays, you know, you might be saying one thing, but your character is thinking something else. Shakespeare was very straightforward of like, we're hearing what the characters are thinking. This is how they feel about the situation. And it's still super relatable to stuff today. Like, I know Adrian's character at one point has like a crush on someone and thinks they like him back, and they have some really innocuous line like, oh, have this fellow be looked to, and he's like, oh, fellow, did you hear that? Not Malvolio, but fellow. Which even today, like, we've all had that moment where in middle school where our crush says something, we're like, oh, what did it mean? Did it, you know, and kind of reading into it.
So you kind of get people to cross over into different centuries, go, oh, I get it, it's like dude, fella. Yeah, it's interesting. So how do people find out more about the schedule of the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company?
So the whole schedule is available on our website, cincyshakes.com/park. But if you just go to the homepage, cincyshakes.com, the information is right there. There's a lovely picture of Elizabeth Malloy, who's playing Viola, the lead character. And you can click that and view the whole schedule. All performances are free. You don't need to RSVP. Bring a picnic blanket, bring your lawn chair and your friends, and have a good time.
Get a good spot early on. That's August 21st at 7 p.m. So the heat's starting to go down. Sounds like a great fun time, guys. Have you performed in Lebanon before?
No.
Okay, we have a real neat downtown area. I think you'll really love it. Enjoy yourself and get down and see these great guys perform. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? Okay.
I think you got it.
Fantastic.
I would say that any show you see this season is going to definitely have some sort of enduring, immutable question or truth about how human beings behave, and that's why Cincinnati Shakespeare Company is so unique in that they retell these classics that have these questions that endure for a reason.
Wow, that's awesome. Well said. Us. Get down and see these guys. Well, that's our show for this week. Don't forget the Lebanon Rotary Concert Series every Thursday night at 7 p.m. in Bicentennial Park. There's a third Friday concert on August 19th featuring music from Catalina Wine Mixer Band and Dora Days downtown on the 20th and 21st. We'll have a new show for you on August 16th, and we'll be talking about plays from La Comedia Dinner Theater and Lebanon Theater Company, so don't miss that. Thanks for watching. YouTube viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Lebanon City of Lebanon's YouTube channel to get notifications of our new shows. I'm Doc Krieger saying goodbye and thanks for watching.